So what is going on, everyone? This is Fabi here, and today we are going to take a look at the iPad Air Smart Case. Now this is going to be a full review, so we are going to go over some pros and some cons. This is how I'm going to basically lay this review down. First of all, we are going to take a look at the pros, of course. And the first one I think is the fact that it doesn't deteriorate, and the fact that the build quality is actually good. If you look at this, it's made out of leather, and you can actually still smell the leather, and it has texture. I don't know if you can see this, but it still is the same as in the first day that I got it, and it's also super grippy, so it's not like it's slippery or anything. It doesn't feel like plastic. It definitely feels like leather. It has a nice feel, and this didn't get dirty at all, so that's also a very big plus, and it's one of the reasons why I got the black version. Is because I knew this was not going to get darker in color as some of the lighter ones got. This definitely is just as when I got it, so I definitely am happy about that. Now the next one is of course the smart feature, when it turns on and it turns off depending on whether the lid is closed or not. So as you can see, now it's closed, now it's open, not a big deal. This has been present ever since the iPad 2, and you can also hear it. It makes a sound when it goes to sleep. Now I know that we've had this feature ever since the iPad 2, but I still like it, and it's one that I use all the time. And it's nice when you see that the iPad has something like this and something like the HTC One doesn't, where you can open the lid of the official case, but it doesn't actually turn the device on. Now the next one is going to be the stand feature. This is actually something that I like and that I don't like at the same time. So you can use this as a stand like this, where you can just type, for example, like this. Let me show you. So I put it down and I can type like this, or you can use it like this and you can watch movies, or you can browse Facebook, do whatever you want. We are going to talk about what I don't like about the stand feature in the cons section, but primarily this is pretty cool. Now going over to the things that I don't like about this. The first one is the fact that the magnets inside of this basically works because of magnets, are weak, are very weak. Now in the iPad 3 version of the smart cover that I also have, they were super strong. Now over here, as you can see, they're not very strong at all. Like, it barely makes the contact and it barely keeps the contact. It's super weak and it doesn't really work sometimes. And if you put it like this, for example, hope you guys can see this, you press a little bit harder and it drops down. So it's not the best. As you can see over here, it's not sticky at all, and you also have to put it in this special place, otherwise it won't work. And also you can see it's super easy for me to get it out of the position where it stays in, and it's kind of frustrating, and I didn't expect this to happen. At first I thought this was a dead on arrival product because I couldn't believe that the magnets would be this weak, but after I read the fact that many other people had problems with this, I knew that this was how the product was, and it was not just my particular one that was troublesome. Now what I want to talk about is the fact that it's not as comfortable if you want to use it one-handed. So as you can see, if you put it like this little thing doesn't stick to the back. It doesn't. It just goes down, and it's not that comfortable. And this is sort of flappy, it goes all over the place. If you're walking, this is not going to be comfortable. What you want to do is to actually do sort of a three-fold of this and make sure it stays like this, and you can then grip this three-fold flap with your left hand, and then your right hand sort of only holds the iPad or grips the iPad. Now this is not the best case scenario. You can also use this in landscape. It's not the most comfortable. And sometimes what I actually do is just put this in a triangle position and just hold it like this, but it's not the most comfortable, and if you push a little bit harder, it's going to get unmagnetized, what I like to call it, because as I talk to you guys, the magnets are not that powerful. Now the last thing that I find is a con is the fact that the stand feature is not as useful as before. Now because this is only 3-flap design, it doesn't grip as good to this part. It only has this little portion where you can actually grip or magnetize to this flap. I don't really know how to explain this, but it doesn't work as well. So for example, when you put it like this and you want to type, the angle of the iPad is very low. So this is like 10 degrees, maybe, not even that. So it's not as useful. It is better than nothing, but still, this is not super useful. Anyways guys, I definitely recommend you guys get this case. It's one of the best for the iPad Air. Although a bit expensive, I feel like it's a good price to ask for a leather case for the iPad Air with certain features that work most of the time. But anyways guys, like this video, share it with your friends on Facebook and on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content, and subscribe to my secondary channel which is more the 5-bit TM. So stay tuned for more awesome content. Peace out guys, peace.